All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General SETI. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. We got some fire today. Once again, it's on the powerful current in the Atlantic Ocean that brought Africans to the Americas. Okay, let me get my let me straighten this up back here. And it came in on here we go. Bingo. Whew. So here we go, family. And so before we get started, I want y'all to please like the video. Black Power, you already know what it is. If you feel the general is on his premier, presentation performance, then donations is right there for the family in the link in the chat. Also, make sure you get over to Patreon, family. Over 500 exclusive live streams. If you see how this one go down, then it's 3 times more powerful than that. So that shit off the chain. So make sure you check it out. KingSETI.com, official General SETI products, t-shirts, hoodies, African comedic jewelry, holistic tonics. We even got DVDs. Check us out, family. And make sure you can become a member. We got exclusive videos for your family when you become a member of General SETI, Sarasun SETI YouTube page. And make sure you get this video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will get banned. You feel what I'm saying? Here we go. The powerful current in the Atlantic Ocean that brought Africans to the Americas. And so we got to keep teaching this to our people. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand that you are the great navigator, you are the master navigator of the ancient world. You see that circumnavigated this planet, charted. Well, how you think you get these maps? How you think you get these maps? It's our people that created the white man just in 1600 talking about you sell off the side of the goddamn planet. He didn't know, you understand, nothing beyond that little area of which he lived. He had just came out the caves, and when you looked out in that, on that water, it was very, very, it was a monster to him. That's why they always talk about monsters in the sea. Yeah, them some whales out there, but the Africans didn't give a damn. They Africans out in the middle of the damn ocean on a little ass canoe, spear harpooning goddamn sharks. Man, think I'm playing. Man, shit, they out there shot. I don't know if they fucking with a great white, but they might can get a great white. You see what I'm saying? They be out there in the goddamn ocean harpooning sharks and shit and all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, you got to quit underestimating the mind of this African, this black man and woman. You feel what I'm saying? And so now what we're talking about, let me jump right in. We're talking about the North. One of them is the North Equatorial current. Okay, that's most definitely the one that we talking about. Let me get up here. Yeah, here we go. And we're going to talk about the advancement of the ancient Egyptian ship, which a lot of people just don't understand, And so what we're talking about, the North Equatorial is what they say is absolutely, because I asked the question, how powerful is it? How powerful is the North Equatorial current bringing boats from Africa to the Americas? How powerful is this current? You see, it is absolutely powerful enough to carry boats from West Africa to the Americas, even without sails. Even without sails. And this is exactly why many ancient raft reconstructions, like Thor Heyerdahl's Ross 2, succeeded. That's very critical. That's very critical. We ain't got time to play with no niggas. Talking about, you understand? And then goddamn African been coming across this motherfucker without any problems. Matter of fact, the universe then gave them a damn fucking escalator. You see what I'm saying? To ride across the goddamn ocean. You see, got a what they call a conveyor belt. Got not an escalator, but a goddamn conveyor belt in the middle of the ocean that they could take without no problem. Don't even need a sail on the motherfucker. All you had to do was get it in the current, and it'll bring you right on across. Even, and I'm gonna talk about the one that in the south too. That's the one that brings you to Brazil. So you got one which is the equatorial current that will take you from West Africa into the Caribbean. It's gonna bring you into the Gulf of Mexico. And this is what many of the African scholars like Ivan Van Sertima is saying, that this is the current that they took. Even Abubakari, who was the king of Mali, he was the king before Mansa Musa. And I think he took off in the 1600s sometime. And they say he took damn near 200 boats. You see what I'm saying? And he say that they got caught up in a goddamn, he says something like, one boat made it back. Say they got caught up in a river. You understand? In the ocean. You understand? Once you get off in it, you can get out of it, but it's gonna be hard. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard in the motherfucker to get out of it. You see? So that's what we're saying. And so when we make this, and so it's obvious when you look at the fact that the Olmecs built they central civilization right there in the Gulf of Mexico, right there, Levant, right off the Gulf Coast. That's where they established Levanta, San Lorenzo, and Tres Zapotes. Tres Zapotes, San Lorenzo, Levanta. Them is the three powerhouses. And then they got one more. Man, mounds like a motherfucker. So they keep talking about these mounds up here. The Olmecs is the chiefs of that, and because they took it to the next level. You see what I'm saying? And the Olmec mounds is actually taller and larger than the mounds of North America. They might be wide, but they don't reach the height of the Olmec. The mound at Levanta went up to over 100 feet. Over 100 feet. So I seen some of them damn mounds, man. Them motherfuckers was up there. Real talk. Them motherfuckers was up there. They like a damn building. You feel what I'm saying? They're like a damn building. So what they're saying about the speed and the power of the North Equatorial Current, you see, flows westward across the Atlantic at about, it could get up to damn near 2 miles an hour. Now that might not, they say that might not seem fast, but it says for an ocean current, it is extremely strong and steady. So if you get off equatorial current, if it's moving 1 mile an hour, and you out there for 24 hours, that's going to be 24 miles in a day. 24, that's 24 miles in a day. And so that's a lot of motherfuckers, that's some movement now. That ain't like you standing still. 24 fucking miles in a day, that's a lot of miles. You understand? In a car, you probably boom. But this is you in a boat. So at the average speed, a drifting vessel could cover 400 to 600 miles per month. 400 to 600 miles per month. 2,000 to 3,000 miles in 3 to 4 months. Okay. So this is enough to carry a vessel from Cape Verde to the Caribbean completely passively. I don't know what that means, what they talking about. But when they talk about the guy Thor Hydrodar, it took him 2 months. It took him 57 days to get from Morocco to Barbados. Okay. And he used an ancient Egyptian reed boat. And that was like, goddamn, you talking about the reed boat is almost like that shit damn near pre-dynastic. You see what I'm saying? That damn near pre-dynastic. The boat that he used was damn near pre-dynastic because By the time you got to Abydos, we talking about the oldest boats in the world, they had already started using the wood by that time. So you talking about a goddamn boat they had, before you talking about boats, man, they had 4,000 years ago could make it across. Man, god damn, man. This shit is crazy. We present actual facts here. That's why they don't never want to say they're African, the Egyptian. Anybody that's the old Mac not African, Egyptian, motherfucker in Africa, he ain't African. Motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You got the old Mac and see, and it's not just the heads, it's everything else. It's not just the head. Motherfucker want to stay on the head. It ain't just the motherfucking head, it's everything else combined with that. You see, you got all kind of peoples that go to the universities of the world. They come to the same university. You got people coming to America from Asia. They coming from Europe. They coming from Australia. They coming from South America. They all come to the same schools. And then they go back into their homeland and they take that technology and they build skyscrapers and different statues the way they want to build them. You understand? But the science to build a motherfucker come up out of the university system of the United States. That's so people ask, well, these heads were here and these heads are nowhere else. Yeah, they got goddamn heads in Egypt larger than them heads. The hell is you talking about? The only thing is they got the whole body connected to the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? They didn't just build heads, they built heads with bodies and shit. You see what I'm saying? Goddamn, you talking about 100-foot tall goddamn statue. So they build statues all over. Some of them statues weigh 1,000 goddamn tons. So let's leave that alone. You see? So so what we're saying is we talking about the North Equatorial runs West Africa across the Atlantic to the Caribbean. The same path sailors used in the Middle Passage. The same path that the sailors used in the Middle Passage, Columbus's voyage, and modern rafting experiments. Proof from the real raft expeditions. It didn't say guessing. We ain't got to guess no more. Proof. Because he built the dam and he had Africans build it. And the crazy thing about it, am I in the house? Let me get back in the house because I know family is out there. Yeah, we in the house. But the proof is this. Because Thor Heyerdahl had two. He had the Ra Expedition, 1. Then he had Ra Expedition 2. 1 failed. The first one failed. You know why it failed? Because remember, I was showing y'all that, matter of fact, let me see if I got them boats up today. I think I might got them boats today. See, the thing is, when the Africans came here, they very well, from the ancient times, they came on them reed boats. They came on them reed boats. So if they came on them reed boats, they probably came here, man. Whoa. They probably came over here like 3,000 years ago, man. We talking about not even more than 3,000 years ago. You talking about 5,000 years ago they came over here. Because even when you go into Egypt around 3,000, they have developed out of the reed boat. They're developing out of the reed boat. I'm quite sure the average guy probably who couldn't afford a wooden boat. You see what I'm saying? But they was coming out of that. They had developed. So, you talking about the reed boat is something like a guy, something from the pre-dynastic period. You see what I'm saying? So they very well could have came over to the Americas. Goddamn 5,000 years ago. You see, let's just think about that. Matter of fact, let me see if I got that. It didn't. Okay. Let me see if I got some of the boats right here. I thought I went in and did yeah, here they go right here. Okay. Now, just to show y'all this, let me get this. I want y'all to work with me now. Now, it look like that's the same goddamn boat, ain't it? Because it is. But one, it was built in the Americas, and one was built, in Africa. The one to the right was built in Peru, where's Bolivia, Peru area, Lake Titi. I hate saying that shit because it's saying Titicaca. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the one from that was built in Africa, right to the left, built in Africa by the brothers from Chad and I believe Northern Sudan. I believe Northern Sudan. Let me see. Let me get up here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let me get my monitor up here, family. So how the fuck did that boat, you understand what I'm saying, get over? See, again, that's just like showing y'all again. You see that 34? That's just like showing y'all these. You see, when you get to seeing shit like this and it look, these is replicas, American and Chinese, where the Chinese have taken a building from America and replicated it. Okay, so the Duke Energy Center in Charlotte, they replicated and made the World Financial Center in Shanghai. Then you see where they took the China World Trade Center, Beijing, and they copied the World Trade Center in the United States. Made an exact replica of the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Even the bomber, the B-2 Spirit bomber. How did they get it? Because they stole the blueprints. That's how they was able to duplicate it. It's not exact, but it's the same design. It's the same design. And so this is what, so when you start seeing shit, it's not no coincidence that you see this. It ain't, they use the same goddamn blueprint, no, they just, that they came up with this blueprint separately. And the design is exact. It's an exact design. You see, so this is another indicator that the Africans had come over here. And if they came over here with the reed boat, and the reed boat is early in Egyptian history, the Egyptians and Nubians could have probably came over here as early, goddammit, as 5,000 BC. Because if they came anytime after that, why would they have used the more primitive? Let me see. Am I still in there? Let me see. Let me get back in there. Let me get back in. I ain't even got it in there. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay. I don't know why I thought I would have the thing. So you see the one to the right is the one from Peru, Bolivia. You see, and you see the one to the left is the one that was built in Africa by the brothers from Chad and the brothers from the Northern Sudan. You see what I'm saying? So let me get that out of there. Let me get that out of there. Yeah. So you see right there, Chad, the one to the left it's an actual replica. You see, it's an actual replica of that boat. But see, the thing is, like I said, and I'm gonna get to that's a very that's a primitive boat. Meaning, not that it's not a good boat. You understand that the Africans had developed out of that. They had developed out of that. You see, so Thor Heyerdahl built the pap. Now the crazy thing about it, that the Ra one was the one to the right. I ain't saying that was the one, but that was the one built by the boat makers from Peru, Bolivia. They was from Bolivia, and it sank. But the one that made it, the Ra 2, was the one that the brothers had built from Chad. What's up, family? Yeah, I would think so. I would think, because you got to understand, how did that boat get over here? Because you would have thought that if they took a boat, they would have, if they would have came anytime in the Middle Kingdom or in the New Kingdom, more than likely they would have came on them advanced ships that they had. They had advanced ships by then. Why would they come across unless it was the average Joe? But why would the, and I ain't saying if Thor Hydra Dog could do it, then the average, that would have been for the average Joe. By that time, you know what I'm saying? That's just like you out there on a little speedboat, but now we got yachts and shit. We got big ass yachts now. So I don't think nobody that got paper would have came across on the Reed boat. They probably would have came across on something more advanced. And so let me see. Let me see my time. Let me keep my time. Okay. We up there. So it took him 50, but it sunk. The one from Africa made it. The Ra 2 was built in Africa. So, which blow westward. Okay. So, and it got, you see, the trade winds make it even more powerful because the North Equatorial Current works together with the Northeast trade winds, which blow westward at 10 to 20 miles an hour. These winds catch sails or even simple square cloth and accelerate the crossing drastically. So the river, so the current is already moving 1 to 2 miles an hour. So if you catch them trade winds and you got a sail on that motherfucker, then you're going to be moving a lot quicker. Okay. So the question is, could ancient Africans reach the Americas using this? Scientifically speaking, yes, the ocean system absolutely allows it. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? It absolutely it allows it. You see, so the question is about evidence, not feasibility. Feasibility equals proven by multiple experiments. Evidence for ancient crossing still debated, but they say not proven. See, this is the fact that you got all the goddamn equipment to do it. They still don't want to give credit because they always want to believe that they brought civilization to the world. So obviously you have to strike that. You see, you have to strike that part of it. But before I get out of here, I just want to talk about the ships. Now you got the Reed boats, and that's the boat that Thor Hydra Dog brought over here, which is the one to the left. It says pre-dynastic Old Kingdom. Material bundle papyrus reeds, used fishing, local transport, rituals, features light, flexible, easy to build, could carry several people, limited durability, and not suitable for open sea. Okay, well, they sailed the motherfucker across the ocean. So you see, it might not be the best option, but you can. So the earliest depictions of that boat was 4,000 to 3,200 BC. 4,000, the Reed boat. And then you got the wooden river boats. Egyptians eventually replaced the Reed boats with plank-built wooden boats, usually acacia or imported cedar. Okay, so material, wooden planks lashed together, use, cargo, military transport, daily life. Features larger, more stable. They got, what is it, mortise and tenon joinery starts appearing. So that's some mechanism on the boat that obviously makes it more advanced. Could carry heavy loads, grains, stone block along the Nile. Okay, now I'm gonna get down here to the seagoing ships. Seagoing ships, New Kingdom. These were the most sophisticated boats Egypt ever built. Material cedar planks with peg, mortise and tenon joints. Use trade with Punt, Byblos, Syria, naval forces. Features true ocean going hull shape, multiple steering oars, square sail and rowers, strengthening keel and internal frames capable of long distance voyages. Evidence: Queen Hatshepsut's voyage to Punt in 1480 BC. That was before the Olmecs. Ramesses naval, Ramesses the third Third's naval battles. That was 1200 BC. That's right around the time when the Olmecs was just, civilization was really coming out. And then reliefs at Minahat Habu. These ships could exceed 20 to 30 meters long. Then you had the heavy transport barges. Okay, so that's Old and New Kingdom. That's crazy. Used for carrying huge loads like obelisks and multi-ton stone blocks along the Nile. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. They had this shit in the Old Kingdom. Okay, they had it in the Old Kingdom. So very wide, stable hulls. And I might got some of it on. Let me see if I got something on here. And then I'm gonna it's probably not on this one. It might be. It might be something on here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get them in here. I thought they was on here, but that's okay. Next time when I get ready to tighten y'all up, I'm gonna hide that shit on. Wait a minute, I just might have went past. No, I ain't got them on here right now. That don't make no sense. I should have had it there. I thought they was here, but they not here right now. They on here, but they hiding. There's so many damn pictures on here. It's hiding from me. Hiding from me. Let me see. Let me see one more time. See if I can spin it. See if I can spin it like the Wheel of Fortune and see. I'll get it for y'all next time. I'll get it for y'all next time. But that's, so you got even the heavy barges and shit. That come out of they was even in the Old Kingdom. Wide, very stable hulls, reinforced cross beams, sometimes over 60 meters long, pulled by a dozen of towboats upstream. Okay, pulled by a dozen of towboats upstream. Famous example, Hatshepsut used a barge to move a 302. That's just how they show you they don't know every fucking thing that people think they know. Hatshepsut moved barge to move two 322-ton obelisks on one barge. So that's crazy. You see what I'm saying? So there it is, family. So we're spelling the myth that it's not even hard. It's not even hard to come across the goddamn ocean. You won't even need a sail. You don't even need to steer it. You could just once you get off into the North Equatorial Current, it'll bring you straight across. All you got to do is have a solid boat. And it's going to take you about, that's if the trade wind, if the river is moving 1 to 2 miles, if it's moving 2 miles, but if you get in that trade wind and you got a sail on that motherfucker, man, you probably could cut the goddamn you probably could cut the trip damn near in half. You probably could, because the trade wind is going from 10 to 20 miles an hour. The current is going from 1 to 2 miles an hour. So you could come across absolutely if you get in the trade wind along with the current, you could probably cut it to 30 to 45 days. Instead of 60, you probably can cut it to maybe 30 to 45 days. You'll be over here. So if you could do it in a month, that ain't shit. If people can pack a goddamn ship with all the food for 30 days, they'll have so much fucking food on that motherfucker, they'll be good for longer than that. You see what I'm saying? Any type of meat, they could salt that shit down and have tons of goddamn salted and all that shit on there for the voyage, water, and every fucking thing. That's what they did. So, family, we just want to continue to put yes, most definitely he stole our knowledge. Because they didn't know that nothing, they were scared to go out on the water. The motherfuckers were scared to go out on the water. They said they would sell off you understand, the Moors showed them motherfuckers, well, the Carthaginians showed the Romans. You see what I'm saying? The Carthaginians, they didn't show them, but during war, they was able to kidnap some of their ships and do like China, and they replicated the motherfucker. That's how they did. They was able to get a hold to one of the Carthaginian ships, and they reverse engineered the motherfucker. That's what got the Romans out there. They didn't have that capability until they got a hold to that Carthaginian boat. Yep, reverse engineer. So our family, we be right black. We got a couple more fire live streams. Don't you go nowhere. Support the general click. You understand what I'm saying? One of them links, Patreon. We got kingseti.com. You could become a member. You see, and we gonna lace you. We showing you now. We going into that. We going into the paint on these niggas. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where we gonna stay. I'll see y'all in a minute, family. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black Power.